What you know good today, my friends? Hey, look on a can't tell a fat man nothing. I'm in a different kitchen. I'm at our family farm out here. Look at the fireplace. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that beautiful? Since I'm out in the country, I'm gonna do a little country dish. We're gonna do some turnip green white bean pork chili. That's what I said, turnip green white beans. Man, you can't get no more country than that. Let me show you how I do it. It's gonna be a crock pot dish, but I'm gonna brown up 1 pound of ground pork and 1 tenderloin. I put a little oil in my pot. I'm gonna go ahead and get my stove on and then go ahead and saute in some ground pork. We're gonna start browning this up, and then what we'll do once this starts browning up and tear this apart, we're gonna add a pork tenderloin. Okay, let me get this started. So basically all I'm doing is taking this ground pork and just basically just browning it a little bit. I want it into smaller pieces. I don't want big chunks of this pork. I did cut up a pork tenderloin into cubes because I want the different textures. And this pork tenderloin can go into our pot and brown just a little bit. Let me get this kind of almost done browning a little bit. And I'm gonna add my pork tenderloin to this and kind of give that a little sear as well. Goes in the pork tenderloin. And we'll just keep mixing all this together. Kind of get this a little just coated. I'm not gonna cook it all the way because of the fact that it's going into the crock pot and it'll finish cooking there, okay? Let me show you what I do next in just a second. I got this kind of starting to brown a little bit. I'm gonna add my seasonings. And so I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Of course, some McCormick seasoning. You can add any kind of seasonings you want to this dish. Salt, black pepper, cayenne pepper, Tony seasonings. I'm gonna use some black pepper. And a half a pack of chili mix. You can use hot, you can use mild, original. I use a McCormick's. As you know, I like McCormick's. All right, I'm gonna finish browning this up a little bit, get the seasonings nice and coated into this meat dish. And then we'll get our crock pot stuff ready to pour this in. Be right back. Okay, we have our ground pork and tenderloin semi-cooked. I did, remember we did put a half a pack of chili powder mix in there. Now we're gonna start on our base. I got my crock pot. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get 1 can of Verdea salsa. I'm gonna put that into the crock pot. You need 3 cans of green enchilada. Mo, stop. 2 and 3. That's 3 cans of green enchilada. You're gonna need 4 cans of northern beans. I drain and rinse 3 cans, but my last can I'm gonna go ahead and put everything with the liquid in there. That's 1 can with liquid. Here's my 3 drained and rinsed. Okay. We need 1 white or yellow onion, whichever you prefer, chopped. You need a big can of Old Glory turnip greens that are seasoned. This is already seasoned. I'm gonna add a little bit more seasoning, but this is already seasoned. I'm gonna add that. And also I'm gonna add, we can our own turnip greens. I'm gonna add a can of our jar, fresh and sealed, of turnip greens. And my own turnip greens in there. If I can get it out. And I am adding the juice in there as well. That's gonna add just extra flavor in there. All right, let's give this a little stir. You're like, oh, that pot's getting full, but it's gonna be a good pot. You can't tell this fat man nothing. White bean, turnip, green chili. All right, so we're getting this turned up a little bit. Let's go ahead and add our pork to this dish. I'm gonna add the juices in there as well. Just like this. Oh, I should do it that way. All right. All right, get this stirred up. Get you 1 box of chicken stock. You can use beef if you want. We're just gonna pour this in here. Get this liquefied a little bit. Then pour all of it, probably about 3/4 of it is in there. Give this a stir. And then we're gonna go ahead and add some seasoning, some black pepper, just like we did. Some season all. Yep. Let's do this. Make sure I don't put too much. Some garlic powder. And the rest of that chili packet. All right. Let me get this a big stir. Stir all this together. Look at that. Turnip, green, white bean, chili. Oh my God, this is gonna be so good. All right, what you're gonna wanna do after you get this stirred real well, put it in your crock pot. You can do slow, about 4 hours. No, I'm sorry, slow 6 to 8 hours, or high heat. You want it on 4 hours. But just cook this. I prefer to do it slow, put it all in the morning, cook it all the way through the day, 6 hours. And so serve this up in a little bit after it has all marinated together. You can't tell this fat man done put this on top of some cornbread. Ooh. Let's get this cooked. Oh Lord. The white bean turnip green chili is done and I am ready to eat this up. Got me a ladle, got the lid off, got my facial, got me my old country bowl like we have at the farm. This is comfort food for sure, people. It's pork, turnip green, white bean chili. Made some cornbread. You can make regular cornbread in a black iron skillet if you want. I'm gonna put mine right dab in the middle just like that. And I'm gonna eat this up. Oh my God. If you never had this, you've gotta really, really try it. Put a little bit on top. Give me a little bit of cornbread. Bon appetit. You can't tell this fat man nothing. This is one of my favorites. Actually, all of my favorite meals, but this is so good. You gotta try this in the wintertime, summertime, fall time, springtime, it doesn't matter. Just try this dish. Can't tell this fat man nothing. Until next time, my friends, bye-bye. So good, comfort food.